Сказали, что на стримы будет приходить больше людей, если называть их как-то адекватно, а не словами еблан, кал и прочие вещи. Я решил последовать совету и больше не буду называть так эти замечательные игры, потому что они просто великолепны. Абсолютно великолепны. Мы пойдем сейчас поговорим. Собственно, почему стрим называется «Кто украл гроши»? Во-первых, потому что известно, если чего-то нет, если, да, в кране нет воды, или грошей нет, или еще чего-то, ну, очевидно, как бы, кого винить, да, это было всегда так. И этот случай не будет исключающим, исключимым. В общем, этот случай будет... как он классно встал. Челси норм. Флексит. Саня, ты в порядке? Ты в порядке? Ты в порядке, Саня? Окей, я понял. Это жесткий флекс у него. Пойдем поговорим с нашим другом Ульрихом. Вот он сидит и бухает.
So, what did Master Pfeiffer have to say?
I consulted him, and we definitely have a starting point.
Tell me more.
Master Pfeiffer found out they need copper sheets for the core of the coins, and quicksilver for the the other part?
I see. They have such materials at the monastery.
Exactly. That's why I'm interested in the local forges.
Yes, that is good. Yesterday, I heard people from the craftsman's yard by the monastery complaining. They said they could not sleep at night because the blacksmith works all the time till dawn.
I see. That's certainly worth asking about. Have you heard anything else?
You said they use quicksilver. There is a painter lodging here who is painting the church in Uzhitz. I heard him complain also. He said that he went to the monastery for quicksilver and it was all gone.
Well, that's something to follow up as well. Thanks.
Да.
A tankard of ale for me.
Помог он мне, конечно, знатно. Но мы еще не разговаривали с тем этим. Пойдем с ним поговорим. Лучше поедем, правда. Бля, какая тачка модная. Эх, меня бы на такой прокатили. Так. Blacksmith же где-то здесь, правильно же, я думаю? Правильно, я помню. Думать-то я не умею. Blacksmith, да, вот. Так, товарищ Blacksmith. Надо поговорить. Так, ты не Blacksmith, ты говно. А, вот он, Зах. Окей.
I'm honored that a knight such as you takes an interest in me.
Я думал.
Do you work any copper here, Master Blacksmith?
Why'd you ask?
Мне нужно кое-что изготовить.
I'd want to commission you to make something.
Then you'd best go elsewhere. I never use copper.
Понял.
That's not what I heard.
What?
I was told in town that you bought all the other blacksmith's copper.
I'm being made a fool of yet again, it seems. Anything else? I still have work to do.
Пидорас конченый.
What can you tell me about the Sasau blacksmiths?
Well, there's Mikesh. He's honest enough, and a fair-hand at everyday things. And then there's Master Otter. He used to have talent, but now he's too old, and too proud to admit it.
So back to that copper, Master Blacksmith.
What? I thought I told you I don't work with copper.
Aha.
Goodbye.
Да, разговор настолько же бесполезен, насколько и открыть. Берем. Берем. Уголь халявный, блядь, еще не взять-то. И этот? А, это нельзя взять. Понял. А где его дружок? Может, мне дружка спросить? Челик какой-то. Чел. крестьянин, понял. А где? Непонятно. Ладно. Как скажешь. Так, как у меня с мечом дела? Мне не надо его 95 в пизду, не хочу. Не хочу сейчас этим заниматься. Так, какие у нас в итоге объекты есть? Ну, objects, да, задание. Найди Марквартов на улице, отомсти за свои родители. Понял. Узнай, что в созаве работает кто в созаве, иди и поговори с мастером Фейфором. Мы узнали от этого, и мы нашли Прокуту или какого Рагуту. Рапота его зовут. Рапотом Разота. Рапотом Разоту мы нашли. Сейчас к нему пойдем. Он обычно здесь стоит. Типа он вот тут обычно тусит, вот в этой самой стеночке. Видимо, вечером тусит. Я извиняюсь, что пришлось кому-то это услышать. Ну, просто она так орёт мерзко сейчас. Фейфер. Кто же спиздил гроши?
God bless you. What troubles you?
You look different, Master.
So as to fit in. I don't want it known that I'm in town.
Why?
I don't want to alarm our prey. Gossip spreads quickly, and if those scoundrels learn we're onto them, they'll flee.
That does make sense.
So what have you found out so far?
I found out where they get their quicksilver from. You were right, it was the monastery.
It was the only logical explanation.
It changed hands on the hill behind the monastery.
Have you been there to have a look around?
I have, but I didn't find anything interesting.
And have you found out who's behind it?
Someone called Rapata.
Not much, but it's a start. At least it's not a common name. Listen, Henry. I had another thought on the way here. Those counterfeiters have to have a punch dive to make the fake coins.
Yes, of course.
That's sophisticated work. There's a man I know who works at the monastery yard. Master engraver Jerome of Silesia.
You don't suppose that he's...
No, not that, God forbid. I know him well. He'd never do anything like that. But he runs an engraving workshop, so he might have heard something.
Very well, I'll ask him.
But ask with tact. I don't want him getting offended. And I prefer you not to mention me at all.
I'll try to think of something. That's all.
Проверь, блять. Поехали проверять.
Goodbye.
Работы все равно нет там, где он должен быть, поэтому... Пойдем, блин, проверять. Доверяй, но проверяй, как говорится. Ну и чё? Он так шел ко мне, я думаю, может, я ему...
Yeah.
Yeah!
что ли? А, я понял, где это. Походу, я этому челу возил когда-то какое-то говно. Да-да-да. Точно, точно. Все, я вспомнил. Я вспомнил, что это такое. Да-да-да. Да-да-да. Так, ща. Наверное, наверх надо. Да, и с чушкой поговорить. Ироним. Я с ним говорю.
I'm honored that you should come to me.
How goes the work, Master?
Getting there, getting there. You need something, my boy?
What are you doing here, anyway?
You're in an engraver's shop, my boy. We're engraving, of course.
Yeah, but
Логично.
engraving what? And what's it used for?
Oh, we engrave wood and stone as well as metal. Here in the monastery, it's mostly about decoration.
You've got quite a large workshop, Master. You don't do all the work alone, surely?
I'm usually here with my apprentice, Florian. Of course, by simple observation, you'll note that this is not currently the case, and I'm here alone, which means that either I'm a liar or something out of the ordinary has occurred.
I see. I think. So what's happened to Florian?
He shares the fate of the pharaohs for today. The fifth scourge of Egypt did smite him, the plague, or so his message advised me.
Jesus Christ, the plague.
Да не может
Do
быть
remain
такого.
calm. I'm quite certain the plague from which Florian is suffering wasn't a judgment from on high. Or if it was a judgment on excessive drinking. I'm told such an ailment can be of truly biblical proportions.
Понял.
What's he like, your apprentice, Florian?
I'm afraid that his exuberant youth has taken its toll. He's been acting strangely of late. I fear he has delusions of persecution.
I don't really know what you mean, at all.
Recently, for example, he told me that someone was following him. And the very next day he bought a padlock from the blacksmith and locked up his chest. As though I would ever sneak into it. In any case, why the interest? Are you looking for him?
Something like that.
May I ask why?
We've been friends since childhood. I wanted to see him.
Making friends has been a skill of his from his earliest days. Unlike making anything related to his trade. About your question, you'll find him at home. No doubt feverishly dying. He sleeps in the baker's cellar.
Ah, thank you. Does Florian have any enemies?
A man such as he certainly owes money at every turn, and the parents of local girls are undoubtedly displeased with his attempts to propagate. However, most recently it was that fury from the baths who accosted him in quite a spectacular rage.
Понял.
A woman from the baths? What did she do?
The harpy nearly tore all Florian's hair out. I don't frequently feel sorry for my ne'er-do-well apprentice, but on that occasion I made an exception.
Do you have any idea why she did it?
She was screaming about some girl, some flighty bathmaid, Esther. I would say that Florian had felt the joys of spring and acted accordingly, although one would have thought they'd be used to that sort of thing at the bathhouse.
Thank you. I'll leave you to your work.
Goodbye.
Я хотел проверить, у меня жупан-то мой синий. Да, вот он, синий воинский жупан. Мне просто надо его случайно не продать, потому что я же конч. Так, где там этот дом этого чушки? А, с бабой надо поговорить сначала. Ну, пойдем с бабой поговорим. Хозяйка купальни. А где купальня-то? Я ничего понимаю. Ладно. Наверное, где хозяйка? Ну, блядь, ну ты же лошадь. Я начинал... Я знаю, что нельзя, когда он уже в дерево, ну, во что-то вляпывается, уже нельзя жать, уже это бесполезно. Но я, сука, жал перед этим секунд за 3. Я просто подъезжаю к препятствию, начинаю жать, и нихуя не происходит. Просто нихуя. А, вот купальня. Все, я понял. Вот они где. Спрятались маленькие. Чать.
My humble greetings. How may I help you?
I hear you're at odds with apprentice Florian.
At odds? I'll give you at odds. It's that sod's fault they took my Esther. Poor girl. I shudder to think what's become of her.
What exactly happened?
This man came in wanting a bath, and Esther with it. She doesn't normally offer that kind of service, but I didn't see the harm, so I sent her in to him. And suddenly I hear screams. So I run out, and I see the bastard pulling her out of the tent and shoving her into a boat.
I'm sorry they took her, but what exactly has it got to do with Florian?
They shouted at me to tell Florian that when he wises up, he'll get the girl back.
I assume that Florian knows this, Esther.
You know village girls. They don't get much of a choice. Every other knave has a turnip for a brain, and if they don't, they're relatives. And then some young dandy turns up who writes her little poems. What's the poor girl to do? And this is how it ends. She should have stuck with the turnip heads.
Бля, это история про всех
Where
моих
can I find
девушек.
this Florian? I'd like to ask him a few questions.
He works in the engraver's workshop at the monastery craftsman's yard. And if he's not there, he'll be holed up like the rat he is in the cellar he rents from the baker. He's afraid of me, for sure.
What did the bailiff make of it?
Don't even get me started on that. He's another fine... I won't say what. I told him everything, but he says he won't do nothing about it.
How's that?
Пидор он.
He wouldn't tell me to my face, of course. But people here don't think much of us. There's some as reckon my Esther deserves what she got. Poor girl.
It sounds like you were close to Esther.
I loved her like my very own. She came to me as an orphan, like a wolf child she was. I raised her and taught her and gave her a job, and now she's gone. Who knows if she's even alive?
Бля, охуенно.
Take
Как еду
care.
из Швеции везут. Так, пришло это... How does it say? Подожди, а Б где? Если есть А, есть С, значит должно быть Б. Логика. А, С. А где Б? Где? Непонятно. С ним надо поговорить? С кем? Я не понимаю, с ней? С кем поговорить-то? Тут нет даже второго этажа. С кем мне... Ой, блядь. Ну, он либо, типа, с ней надо поговорить, с этой бабой?
Jesus Christ.
Нет, с ней не надо говорить. Но ей можно продать какого-нибудь говна. У меня даже говна нет, чтобы продать, блядь. Значит, он не здесь. Значит, он, наверное, с той стороны. Ну, типа где-то... Понял. Понял. Здрасте. Чё сидим? Сидит, пишет, что-то как будто...
I hope I can be of some humble service to you.
You look quite sprightly for an invalid.
What? Who the hell are you?
My name's Henry, and I'm making inquiries for Sir Radzig Kobyla.
And what do you want from me?
Straight to the point then. All right. I've been investigating counterfeit money, and the trail led me straight to you. Does the name Rapiter mean anything to you?
I don't know. Maybe?
Don't bother. I know you know him. You make the punch dies for the counterfeiters. How do you hand them over? Do you know where their workshop is?
I can't say anything. I'll deny everything and you've got nothing on me. No evidence, just accusations.
Counterfeiting is a crime against...
And what if you're wrong? What's then? Under torture, everyone confesses, whether they did it or not. You'll never know for sure.
I already know for sure. You admitted it yourself.
I won't tell you anything just the same.
Why not?
Those bastards kidnapped Esther. If I don't cooperate, they'll kill her.
I'm sorry about that.
Me too. Listen, I'll tell you everything, I promise. But only if I know that Esther's safe.
What, so I'm to go searching for her in the woods?
I know where they're keeping her, but nobody will help me. And what can puny little me do faced with those strapping great villains?
No.
Look, Florian, I'm sorry for what you're going through, honestly. But I'm not the only one who's after these people. As soon as they get wind of something, they'll be out of here and Esther will be gone with them.
If Rapiter finds I've told you anything, they'll kill her.
Not if I catch Rapiter first. He's here in town, isn't he?
Yes, he is. They found me in the tavern one evening, caught me when I went to the ship pile. They started to badger me about working for them.
They?
Yes, Rapiter. And a knight they called Sir Jezek.
And then what?
They explained what they wanted from me, and I told them to sod off.
I'm guessing that didn't go down too well.
It wasn't all that bad. They just threw me on the donkey and left. I thought it was just a drunkard's joke.
Этот рыцарь меня водил специально по другому пути.
How did you hand over the punch die to them?
Rapiter waited for me behind the church. I didn't want to give it to them without seeing Esther first.
And did they let you?
Yes, although I don't really know why. They took me to a derelict farm in the Skalitz Hills. My poor Esther, they'd scared her half to death.
So at least you know she's alive.
Who knows? It was a while ago. And they never let her go, even after I did what they wanted. They said they'd be needing more.
More punch dies?
They wear out over time. They have to be replaced regularly.
Where will I find Rapiter?
He's usually wherever I am.
What does that mean?
He watches me. Everywhere I go. And when I'm at home, he sits on the bench in the square, watching my house.
So he's there now?
Hard to say. Sometimes I see him in the tavern on the green, buying supplies.
All right. At least I know where to start. And you go to work tomorrow, you hear?
Why?
Because we have to lure him out. And besides, your master will surely be glad to see you.
I have my doubts.
Hi. Здрасте.
Why didn't you tell anyone?
At first I took it for a bad joke. And then, when they snatched Esther, there was nothing to be done.
I suppose I'd better go. I'd hate the bastard to get away.
Go. I hope you get revenge. Take care.
Где он?
That kidnapped girl you talked about.
Esther. Yes.
You're trying to haggle with me? Have you forgotten who I am?
I won't let you push me around.
What, you mean the way you aren't being pushed around by the kidnappers? You'd be more convincing if you weren't shaking in your shoes.
Jesus Christ, will this never end?
Now talk.
They found me in the tavern one evening. Caught me when I went to the shit pile.
They?
Yes.
And then what?
They explained...
I'm guessing that didn't...
It wasn't all that.
Where will I find him?
He's usually wherever I am.
What does that mean?
He watches me. Everywhere I go.
На лавке
And
на
when I'm at
площади
home, he
наблюдает
sits
за
on the
моим
bed.
So he's there
домом.
now?
Hard to say. Sometimes I see him in the tavern on the green,
Корчме.
buying supplies.
All right. At least I know where to start. And you go to work to...
Why?
Because we have to lure him out. And besides...
I have my...
I suppose...
Go. God be with you.
Да... Дай пройти. О, работа. Здравствуй.
Are you Rappator by any chance?
Pardon me? Do we know each other?
No, but I'm hoping to change that.
Well, I don't have much time right now. I'd best be off.
It'll only take a moment.
All right then. What do you want?
I know that you spy on Florian. I know you were involved in the kidnapping of the bath maid, and I know why you're doing it all.
It seems there's no point making excuses.
None. Now tell me where their workshop is.
Of course, of course. That will be the best solution.
So?
Let's leave it for another time.
Сука, стоять.
Sick?
А, бери. Бля, я надеюсь, он не на эту бабу. Нет, 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 нет. Блять. Да эта игра издевается, что ли? Че за хуйня? Сука. Кал говна, блять.
Meat, cured and fresh, from the woods or from the pen. It all tastes delicious. Cucumbers, lovely cucumbers, asparagus and prunes.
Дерьмо ебаное, блять.
God...
How... What? What? I don't... We've been... Ah. Just... Thank you.
See you later.
God's blessings.
I hear you're... What?
And suddenly I hear screams. So I run out and I see the bastard pulling her out of the tent and shoving her into a boat.
What? Huh? Is that...
God be with you.
God save. What?
Don't bother. It's got something...
Those... I know where they...
Look.
Yes.
They?
Yes.
And then what?
I'm
guessing that...
It wasn't...
Where...
He... Why?
Because...
I have...
How did you hand over the punch die to them?
Rapiter waited for me behind the church. I didn't want to give it to them without seeing Esther first.
And did they let you?
Yes, although I don't really know why. They took me to a derelict farm in the Skalitz Hills. My poor Esther, they'd scared her half to death.
So at least you know she's alive.
Who knows? It was a while ago. And they never let her go, even after I did what they wanted. They...
What? I suppose I'd...
Go. Goodbye.
Дейтон Дак. Вон я увижу, блядь. Держи его, бля. Ну и куда-то пошел.
No. No.
No, I give up.
So, are you ready to talk?
I will.
Чушка ебаная, бля.
Just don't hurt me, please. What do you want from me?
Tell me where the workshop is.
Don't worry. Your
master won't be punishing you for betraying him. You're both going to have too many other problems.
It's in the Skullet's mines.
That doesn't narrow it down very much.
On the eastern side of Skullet's Hill, there's an abandoned mine gallery. Well, it used to be abandoned. Now there's a small camp in front of it, and the workshop is inside.
Who is your lord?
Sir Yezhek of Ronov. That's what he calls himself, although Ronov Castle's long gone.
What happened to it?
Ronov used to belong to Vincent, Count Lichtenberg. After his death, it fell to Margrave Jobst, and he had it pulled down. He knew full well that Vincent's vassals would resist him.
Why? Everyone knows that when a lord dies without issue, the king can confer his estate on whoever he pleases.
But Vincent had descendants. Ronov only fell to the Margrave because he declared them all illegitimate. All because Vincent had refused to fight for him against Sir Prokop. Sir Yezhek led a revolt of the vassals, but Jobst rounded them all up. Only Sir Yezhek got away. Since then, he's become the scourge of the domain.
Who are you, anyway?
They call me Rapota. I used to be the executioner's henchman in Brno.
And how did you come to be serving Sir Yezhek?
I helped him escape from prison. If I was going to serve anyone, better Sir Yezhek than the executioner.
So you saw being a brigand's henchman as a step up in the world?
I thought if things changed and he stopped marauding, he might get Ronov back and take me into his service.
Well, after this little escapade, you can forget about that. You'll be lucky if you don't end up swinging on the gallows.
It's all the same anyway now. I've betrayed him.
So who's Sir Yezhek working for? Don't tell me he just took it into his head one day to start forging coins.
That's not for me to know. Sir Yezhek was on speaking terms with various lordships.
Such as?
We were often guests at the monastery, but I slept in the hayloft, so I heard nothing.
And apart from that?
In the camp, you'd occasionally see a Hungarian nobleman, but I don't know what he was doing there, or who he is.
I think I've heard enough.
Can I ask you something?
Yes?
I don't want to hang. It's a horrible death. I prefer you just kill me here and now.
An honourable death? No chance. It's the dungeons for you, and the sort of punishment a counterfeiter deserves. Don't worry. In time, you'll be glad of the gallows.
Мразь. Сиди, бля. Тусовалась йоганка. О, нифига себе, можно заснуть, сохраниться. А мне ничего за это не будет? Не, лучше не буду, бля. Стрём, блядь. Конечно, эксперимент это весело, но я слишком ленив. Заручись помощью Ульриха. И поехать куда? Штольня среди... Непонятно. Ну окей, сейчас... Сохранимся и поедем.
Yeah.
Что-то продать можно. А, вот длинный лук из вяза можно продать хотя бы. Доспехи уже некоторые. Да, надо зайти. Товарищ Мякиш, мне нужно с вами поговорить.
I hope I can be of help to you, Knight. Good luck, then.
Let's have a word.
Well,
460, 470.
Satisfied?
yeah, that's...
What do you say?
That...
Ну...
I've...
Ну, хоть немножко облегчились. Так, здесь мне ничего не надо. 5 самогона, вода, фигня нет. А вот здесь уголь. Нормально, книжки пусть будут пока. Книжки и сокровища, которые я еще не собрал, поэтому... Часик спим. Так, товарищ Шулер.
My pleasure.
Да, my pleasure.
I finally found out where the Forger's workshop is. Master Fayfar was right. The Forgers are sticking close to the supply source.
There.
Their workshop is somewhere in the
Coming
mines.
right up.
The entrance is on the eastern side of the hill. I've no idea what to expect there, but I'd rather go there with some backup.
I will be glad to give it. Lead on.
Ей. I'm not alone. Хоть где-то. Там-да-дам-та-дам-там-там-да-дам-да-дам-там-там-да-дам. Я бы меч-то сразу не доставал на твоем месте, чё? Ладно. Так, а мне, кстати, надо его эквипнуть. Забыл лук положить, но это бы ничего не изменило, но так. А он может подождать немножечко, пока я, например, хотя бы одного ногу. Нет, бля, он не собирается. Не собирается. Ой, бля, понял. Жрать его. Да в смысле, бля? Кто меня так трахает? Пошел нахуй, бля, урод. Так, теперь ты. Жри его. Куда они убегают, блядь?
And that's that.
А, бля, еще один. Да, сука. Пустись, блядь. Пропущен. Нет. Фу, бля, я думал, он меня пиздить будет. Он же не будет меня пиздить, да? Чё бобру продавать? Пропадать добру? Да, пропадать добру, продавать бобру. Да мне кажется, я бы один их запил. Но это, конечно, хорошо, что он их отвлек. Мотали они меня, конечно, знатно. Просто, не, ну их дохера было, а я как-то был вот. Если бы я был один, я бы просто, бля, передушил бы их, мне кажется. Хотя бы несколько. Ну, тут мы нормально побоище оставили. Да. Раз, пидорок. Два, пидорок. 3, пидорок. Походу, да, вот этих троих. Так. Что делать-то надо? Открыть замок. Найс. Может, там синий жупан есть? Бля, он так поспешно туда бежит. Чел, подожди меня. Блять, я здесь главный. Чел, ты куда побежал-то? Окей. Там, походу, еще не все. Сейчас его запиздит, блять. Ну он сам виноват, что, бля, побежал. Я его, блядь, не торопил. У него должен быть мозг, блядь. Ебать, лабиринты. Я слышу только разговор, блядь. Блять, сколько идти-то можно? Ну что за хуйня-то? Ёбаный рот. Ну как так можно сделать, блять? Здрасте. О, синий жупан.
What do you want here?
Синий
I
жупан
don't know
мне.
you. I'm here at the command of the royal hetman, Sir Radzig Kobyla.
Radzig Kobyla, the king's hetman. I see.
I'm here to place you under arrest.
I gathered as much. And you came alone. Ha! Very daring of you, I must say.
А где мой друг? Друг?
I'll manage. Sometimes even a king can be deposed without an army.
So I'm a king now, and you want to dethrone me? By the way, who betrayed me?
It was your lackey.
Rapoda. So we're even at last. He saved me from the gallows once. What have you done with him?
Waiting for you in the dungeon.
That would certainly be a joyful reunion. A shame it won't come to that. But I hope you don't imagine I'm just going to follow meekly after you like a lamb to the slaughter.
And where would you want to go?
Anywhere. Anywhere else is preferable to Kobyla's dungeon.
Really? You can't go to Moravia. The Margrave himself is after you there. And in Bohemia, the kings may change, but the coin remains, my friend.
What do you mean?
Whoever gets to be king, they can't afford to have someone forging money.
Do you think I'm doing this on my own?
No, but when the kingdom's back in order, and it'll be time to shut this little operation down, they'll be only too happy to let you take the blame. Counterfeiting money gets no clemency.
It doesn't matter. Kobyla will string me up from the highest tree in any case.
Maybe, but you're very shrewd and very persuasive. And you might know a few things that are worth more than your life. It's up to you. Either you give yourself up and try to make a deal with Sir Radzig, or you'll be on the run for the rest of your life.
A deal with Sir Radzig? It's true they say he's a canny man.
If you cooperate, you stand a chance.
Oh, very well then. May as well climb straight into the maw of the beast.
So let's go. Master Fayfar will be itching to ask you a few questions.
Yep. Арестован. Попущен.
Good work, Henry.
Thank you, Master Fayfar. It wasn't easy, I can tell you.
I'll take some men and have a good look around there.
And what should I do?
You should get some rest and go to Rattay. In the meantime, Sir Radzig will have this wretch questioned. Maybe he'll get something useful out of him.
Бля.
All right.
А синий жупан.
I'll see you in Rattay then.
Мне нужен был синий жупан. Но если мне в Ратае надо ехать, то, в принципе... Ну да, если мне в Ратае надо ехать, то и не страшно. То мы и так это все порешаем. Да. Просто это хорошо, что мне надо ехать в Ратае, на самом деле, потому что... Потому что меня там моя Тереза починит доспех. Так что сейчас мы пойдем все просто продадим. А Тереза починит мне синий жупан. Бесплатно. Еще, может, шнапсика накинет. Ну, скорее всего, она накинет эти отмычки или эти повязки. Но чтобы она не накинула, в принципе, норм будет. Такая маленькая голова, такой большой туловище. Почему они не надевают на броню куртку? Че я один так ношу? Прикольная курточка, но я привык уже к своему синему жупану. Не могу ничего поделать. Нужен жупан. Ух, сейчас мы напродадим. Ух, сейчас мы напродадим.
The sun he hides behind the clouds, his feet goes cold and his fire goes out. You drown the fish. I hope I can. See you later.
Так, ты берешь бородовитый топор, дубину, 4 крестьянских лука из кизила, 3 меча бургера, охотничий лук из кизила, 2 штуки, охотничий лук из кизила, еще 2 штуки. Еще ты берешь тесак мастер ловчего, 2 штуки, топор, еще топор. Все, больше ты ничего не берешь. Так, здесь ты берешь ботват, бацинет, бре, ваффенрок, длинный черный ваффенрок, целых 2 штуки. Залатанные шоссы, 2, 4, 1. Кожаный калет, кольчугу, кольчужные поножи, 3 штуки, кольчужный койф, 3 штуки, коричневую шляпу, коричневые шоссы, латные налокотники, легкую бригантину, легкий гамбизон, льняная рубаха, миланские латные перчатки, мягкий койф, мягкий черный койф, обтягивающий синие шоссы, обычный гамбизон, обычный короткий хауберг, 2 штуки. Перчатки охотника 2 штуки, перчатки охотника грязные, потертый темный гамбизон, простую просмоленную куртку, простой бацинет, прочный гамбизон, светлые сапоги для верховой езды, синий воинский жупан я оставляю себе. А я ясные дни оставляю себе. Так, ладно. Шапель 2 штуки, шапель 2 частей 1 штука, шоссы свободного прокора, узкие черные шоссы. Ну, я даже не знаю. Нет, наверное. продадим. Туфли ремесленника тоже 4 штуки продаем. Паломник. Батват. Кетон. Стеганый койф. Все.
Can we do?
Well,
Ну, 5500 давай. Хорошо, 5550.
Satisfied?
you're a...
Satisfied?
Well, that sounds...
5310. Да, 5520. Нет, слишком мало, наверное. 5430. Да, честно.
Aye, that...
Почему больше вес стал? Не понял. А, потому что стрелы. А, еще факелы 12 штук. Чел, факелы еще купил у меня, пожалуйста.
I'll be with you.
Принять. Так, все, что у меня, и так целёхонькое, значит, не нужно. Чел.
See you later.
Пожалуйста. 11 факелов. Я знаю, они тебе очень нужны. Куда ты ушел?
I'd like to...
Seems plain, да, нормально.
We agree?
And not... Aye, that...
Так, и еще охотничью стрелу тоже. Мгм. Все, спим и едем в Ротаю.
God save, Henry.
Чё как?
Your hanker?
Henry, I'm still muddled from all that happened, but I want to thank you for standing by me. You've done more for me than anyone else I know.
You don't have to thank me.
Больше, чем твой паренек,
I
которому
only
ты
did what I
посасываешь
consider
хуй.
right.
I'm still grateful, though. I'm in your debt. Take care.
Так отсоси, если ты, блядь, в долгу. Пиздец. Женщины такие тупые, блядь. Я в тебя в долгу, блядь. Встала на колени, отработала долг, все. Нет никаких, блядь, долгу, не в долгу, блядь. Благодарна мужику, блядь, встала просто пару минут. Поработала. Не обязательно же, блядь, до конца. Просто приятно сделала и все. Женщины все усложняют. Так, я положу этот ёбаный лук, который даже использовать, блядь, нельзя. Не использовать его, может, и можно, но нахуй не нужно. Так, хорошо, хорошо. Вот, спадки. Если кто-то смотрит этот стрим, пожалуйста, напомните мне, когда я приеду к этой женщине, ну, к Терезе. Мне нужно будет надеть жупан. Синий жупан, пожалуйста. Я сам буду думать о синих жупанах, чтобы не забыть. Ну ехай же, блядь, ну ёб твою мать. Ну ладно, хорошо, это вертикальная гора, согласен. Ну, блядь. По этим же горам ты взбираешься? Но как только, блядь, кусты, это все, это, блядь, пули непробиваемые, нахуй. Почему здесь больше лошадей? Чел. Гайс, ты в него встанешь сейчас? Нет. А, и Куну зареспался. Нихуя себе. Куна, здравствуй. Да. Я взломал все ваши тайники, ребят, пока вы тут немножко умерли. Булыга, Степан, праздник, Ян. Ну, что вы как не родные? Ладно, какие-то вы, блядь, замороженные. Не буду я с вами общаться, пошли нахуй. Мне больше нравилось, когда они были мертвые. Но это было как-то прикольно. Да непонятно, почему, зачем валить мой квест, если они все равно остаются там. И, типа, можно квест тогда было бы продолжать. Просто тупость, блядь. Ябаная.
I've got some. I hope you won't need them, but...
Thank you.
Значит, банда just дает.
I've got something that...
All right.
Все, и у нас теперь синий воинский жупан на 100. Я разве не гений? Я ёбаный гений. Блин, надо было надеть эту штуку, и она бы еще и юзала. Ну ладно. А синий воинский жупан у меня такого нет, да. Есть куча всякого кала. Блин, сколько всяких зелий, хуелей, блядь, чё у меня только... А, кстати, положим еще. Даже мне дала эти. Это иное будет.
Hey, lad! Don't you want to lose
Нет, I
weight
don't
on the
want.
Rattay pony?
My humble greetings. How may I help you? Good luck then.
Так, ну что, ты, может быть, хочешь купить у меня что-нибудь? Наверное, ты хочешь купить мне морковку и кренделек. Я угадал.
Let's talk.
Well,
What about this?
that's
Да вот так.
Is this enough?
what?
Пиздавай ничего, давай так.
Are we agree?
Less.
Мразь.
That's a sum.
Пошла в пизду, дырка ебаная. Шлюха. Проститутка. Я отправляюсь к пану Кобыле на доклад. Понимаю, пан Кобыл, он вот он, да. Чпохает мимо. Пан Кобыл.
There's the man. Good work, Henry.
Thank you, sir.
I tell you to take a well-earned rest, but unfortunately I need one more thing from you.
Whatever you command.
Jezek refuses to talk to us. The stubborn bastard's asking to see you.
Me?
Indeed. Normally I'd send for Captain Burner to beat it out of him, but then I told myself that if he's so keen to speak to you...
I'll try to get something out of him. Where is he?
He's locked up in the tower. Bernard will give you the key.
Very well, sir.
I'm just a stupid woman.
Sir, my
just a
investigation led me
stupid
back
woman.
to Skalitz, and I happened across a criminal there. I just wanted to report to you, sir, that I dealt with that murderer. He attacked me and... well, I got the better of him. He won't be doing any more harm to anyone.
That was a brave deed, Henry. Thank you. I see you've been doing an excellent job in my service. I sent a patrol there some time ago, and they never returned.
Everyone believed him, though, until you put him in his place.
А почему А, Б? Что? Что А, а что Б? Что это А? Допроси. Понял. Окей, поехали к Бернарду. Чушку.
Yeah.
Ля, новые задания какие-то что появились. Ты глянь. Если появляется звездочка, значит появилось новое задание. Ура! Товарищ Корчмарь, что расскажете?
Do you know if there's anyone around here who could use my help?
Aye, there could be something for you. Sir Anish is convening the Rattay tourney again at the Upper Castle.
Ой, бля, ты
You
издеваешься?
can still enroll.
Do you know if there's...
Take care.
Сука, я думаю, блядь, что-то полезное будет, говно. Так, где Бернард Ебалард? Тут? Спит говно, вставай, бля.
God be with you.
I need the key to Yazek's cell.
So Radzig let him have his way in the end. He should have let me beat some answers out of him.
Don't take it that way. He probably wants to talk to me because he reckons he can hoodwink me. But that's where he's wrong.
Just try not to mess it up. Here's that key.
Thanks.
Good luck then.
Ты получил ключ. Бля, они могли бы его назвать как... Почему? Типа... У него задание. Или что? Или у кого задание? А, у кого-то... Тут задание. Да? Нет. Ну, не у него. Вот я на него смотрю. Блядь, он взял, перешел на другую кровать. Удобник. Вот это да. Вот это интеллект. Кудахтерный. Ну, это, я так понимаю, вот это... А, это... Да. Вот оно. А. Пошел в пизду. Нахуй меня это. Потом. Когда-нибудь. Потом. Рапота. Рапота.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Блять, я тупой, я на автомате поехал, я извиняюсь. Да, просто я настолько в свои мысли ушел, что позабыл обо всем. Так, а где этот чушка-то тогда?
Watch out! For God's sake!
Ты где, блядь? Тебя не было, ты вас здесь не стояло, блядь. Где он запертый? Где этот чушкан? Здесь? Это? Открыть. Нет, блядь. Здесь явно... Здесь его явно нет, блядь. А где он тогда? Наверное, здесь, да? Здесь, типа, так. Да? Нет, и не здесь. Тогда где? Тут есть лестница. Идет вот так. Так. Если мы пройдем здесь. Я просто не понимаю, бля, где это. Вот, может, здесь он был?
You heard what they did to Herman?
Злая шутка. Да говорите, мне интересно. Сучки такие, а? Бля, чисто сучки такие. Услышали, что кто-то говорит? Такие, раз, замолчали. Сучки. Почему вот эту дверь не открыть, а? Игра. Панчушкан. Могу. Все, торч. Торч, успокойся. Вот мой торч. Here is my torch. Так он все-таки в тюрячке, походу. Надо только вспомнить, как в тюрячку идти. Сюда? Бля, охуенно ты вышел, чел. Молодец. Тебя не учили, что невежливо, блядь, перед людьми двери закрывать? Отомкнуть.
Good day, Henry.
Да, тебе здравствуй.
Well, finally, I've had quite a wait.
Why do you want to talk to me, of all people?
Radzig will keep me alive only as long as it takes to get everything I know out of me. You, on the other hand, gave me certain assurances. So I want to be sure that the secrets my life depends on end up in good hands.
I didn't promise you anything, but I'll see what I can do.
Very well, ask me anything you want. I won't be obstructive.
What I want to know most of all is who's behind it. Who are you making those forgeries for?
Do you think I couldn't have handled it all myself?
I'm not trying to insult you. It's just not a job one man could do alone.
All right. The way it began was I was short of coin, as usual. So I let those crimps in Sasau recruit me.
Recruit you into what?
I didn't inquire too much. In this business, you don't ask too many questions. But when they found out I wasn't just anybody, they put me in charge of the counterfeiting. A foreigner by the name of Eric gave me instructions. But for sure, he isn't the chief. And there's someone highly placed at the monastery who's mixed up in it too. But I don't know who.
How did you come to hear of all this business?
I met some old friends in Colleen a few months ago, and they said they were heading for Sasau, that armed men were being recruited, and they'll hire anyone.
Old friends? Who were they?
Just a couple of brigands. We used to ambush the Margrave's messengers in Moravia together.
Nice friends you keep.
I was in dispute with the Margrave. A man in my position finds himself mixed up with all sorts.
And then what?
Rapota and I had been living off stale crusts for a month, so I wasn't going to turn down the chance of work, honest or otherwise. We rode to Sasau and met with the recruiters. It didn't take long to realize I was a nobleman fallen on hard times, not some common peasant.
Can you get to the point?
Well, they introduced me to this Eric, and he told me what was needed. They set up the workshop, got the men, the supplies, everything.
This Eric, you reckon he's not the one in charge?
He puts on airs, but he's just a naive young pup. And he's always going on about his lord. though he never mentioned him by name.
Where can I find this Eric? You must have had some meeting place.
He used to come to the workshop unannounced, and after what's happened, I doubt he'll be showing his face there again.
Crimps? You're telling me this Eric is recruiting armed men in Sasau?
Well, it seems so. I was giving the recruiters some of the coins to do it. The fake ones, of course.
Where can I find the recruiting gang?
That's tricky. It was my friends who led me to them. We met with them in the woods next to Sasau. It's about who you know, as always.
You said you gave them money. Where was that?
They'd ride to the mine gallery to see me. I don't suppose you'd find them there now.
If you say so. This highly placed person at the monastery, what can you tell me about him?
I've no idea who he is, only that he's no small fry. After all, he handles the exchange of the forgeries in Passau.
I see. Is there anything else at all you can tell me about him?
No, he was supposed to supply me with materials too, but he backed out. Eric said he probably got cold feet.
That'll do me for the moment.
Will you put in a word for me with Sir Radzig? I'll swear allegiance to him if he'll have me. I'm sick of being a renegade.
I'll have to think about it. I don't want to annoy Sir Radzig.
Иди, говно. Зачем столько дверей? Я что, капитан Прайс, что ли? Ебать, где он там ночует, блять? Челик. Пан Рацик. В смысле, я честно? О, Рацик. Рацик, здравствуй.
Hey, Henry, who's glad you came?
Да.
So what have you learned?
All sorts of things. There's some foreigner called Eric behind the counterfeiting ring, and someone highly placed at the monastery.
The monastery? Really?
That's what Jezek claimed.
Someone there. So it's worse than I thought. If this is true, we'll have to proceed with the utmost caution.
Why? Can't we just go to the monastery to investigate?
No. If the church is truly involved, I have no authority.
So what will you do?
I'll have to think about it. It won't be an easy nut to crack. I'll have to consult with Hanush. And what of this Eric? Who is he?
I don't know, but he's recruiting armed men in Sasau and forming an army.
Damn. So it looks like Pribyslavitz wasn't the end of it.
It most certainly wasn't, sir. And what's more, Sir Jezek is convinced this Eric is only a go-between, and there's someone bigger behind him.
You should return to Sasau and take a closer look at those recruiters. If they're going to attack, we must find out sooner than last time.
It might not be as straightforward as that. Sir Jezek didn't know them and has no idea how to find them.
You'll have to manage somehow, my lad. Don't tell me there's an armed force amassing here and nobody knows anything. Go to Sasau and try to find them.
Oh. I know Miller Simon at the Sasau Mill.
There you are. Millers usually know what's going on behind the scenes. Go there and talk to him. Whatever you do, be careful, Henry. And best not mention my name. It would attract unwelcome attention. What we want is for the crimps to take you for just another village lad they can lure into their gang.
All right, sir. I'll try to blend in as best I can.
I know I'm asking a lot of you. But I know of no one else who could help as much as you can now.
Да. Ну, типа...
Sir, there's one more thing. Sir Jezek went with me without resistance, because I promised him he could come to an agreement with you.
My boy, my boy. You make promises in my name? That could turn out very badly for both of us. But, if it can prevent bloodshed, why the hell not? We may well come to some arrangement after all, but I can't say yet what will become of him. You'd better run along.
As you command, sir.
Да, сохранимся и до утречка, наверное. Как раз, может быть, что-то появится, что можно продать. Тран-тан-тран-тан-тран-тан-тан. Так, ну, в принципе, нашли, кто спиздил серебро. Я все время хочу сказать золото, потому что, ну, типа, нужно больше золота. Но по факту это серебро. Все. Пока что все. Кто спиздил денежки, мы нашли и посадили его в тюрьму. Я считаю, что это достойное завершение стрима. А еще люди, которые часто следят за стримами, которые я делаю, это был один из стримов, где я не отходил на полчаса посрать, или мне никто не звонил на 40 минут, и мы совершенно нормально, спокойно поиграли в игру, что я считаю здорово. Я пойду пожру, всякой херней позанимаюсь, и, конечно же, вернусь, и мы продолжим. Всем удачи, всем пока, чмоки-коки.